Rocks, we all good? Yes! I love Montreal. You people like sports. I like sports. We've got so much in common. You know my favourite spectator sport? Queue rage. Just watching impatient people standing in line, losing their goddamn minds. Just... I love it. It's the best. Because there's nothing you can do when you're standing in line. You either stand in line or you piss off out of the line. Standing there going, God damn it! It doesn't do anything. It's endlessly entertaining. My favourite ever moment of queue rage, I was in the supermarket recently. And you know how in the supermarket you can beep your own shit? You know what I'm talking about? How they let you do your own bloody beep? Yep. That's queue rage in action right there. Because we got so sick of watching other people scan our goods, we're like, piss off, let me do it. Boop, that's how you do it. Boop, look at that. Boop, see how quick I am? Boop, oh yeah. Boop, oh, I'm getting old here. Wait. Fruit, hang on, fruit. Where's the fruit there? Is that a red delicious or a royal garlic? Oh, it's a pink lady. Oh, that's a good price for this time of year. It must be on special. Okay, go. Anyway, I'm standing here. There's a guy standing in front of me. There's 6 self-checkout machines. 2 of them are broken because 2 of them are always broken for some reason. The guy in front of me's got veins of fury popping out of his neck because by some comedy miracle, the 4 people using the remaining self-checkout machines had never done it before. How does that even happen? We've had them for like 10 years. I was giggling like an idiot. The guy in front of me was having a stroke. While simultaneously, 4 people all just stood there going... And the guy in front of me was like, oh, this is bullshit! Turning around to me to try and absorb me into his bubble of hatred. Can you believe this shit? Like it's the greatest injustice he's ever encountered. Like Doctors Without Borders ran out of antibiotics just before they got to his village. Oh, we're all gonna die! It's a supermarket queue, you ballsack, relax. It was a long flight on the way over here. Je m'appelle jet lagged. Am I saying that right? I did have a good time though. I managed to watch quite a lot of in-flight entertainment. Watched my favourite show, Mentally Deranged Hoarders. You guys seen that one? Oh, such a good show. Although I think maybe we need to lay off hoarders. Okay, I think maybe there's one too many television programs exposing the horrors of people that enjoy collecting shit. It's their house, let them do it. No, we have to fix them. No, you don't. If they want to climb over a stack of cat shit-stained National Geographic magazines from the 1970s to get to the fridge, let them. They like it. Oh, but it's a mental illness. Yeah, well, maybe, but I would argue it's more insane to film them doing it. Yeah. And then package it like a tacky microwave meal for one so assholes can sit at home going, oh, look how shit that person is! They've got too many of the same thing. Who's more insane in that scenario, I ponder? Montreal, you guys have been awesome. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you later!
I come to Canada like 6 times a year. And I think my favorite thing about being an American in Canada is that there is no depth to how stupid you feel we are capable of being. Yeah. I feel like every family has at least one profoundly stupid person in the family. Talk amongst yourselves. Even really successful families. Like, you ever meet a family where it's like a doctor married a lawyer, and they're like, you know, our 3 kids went to Harvard and Yale and Princeton, and you're like, yeah, but you have 4 kids. Don't you have somebody that you call, like, just to feel smarter? You don't have somebody like that? Like, you're having a really bad day, you're like, oh man, today sucks. I'm gonna call my cousin Brian. That's not your cousin, Brian. I'm talking about my cousin Brian. If you guys are like, I don't have a cousin Brian, I was talking about my cousin. I called him a few weeks ago, and I was like, what's up? And he goes, just putting together a list of the smartest animals. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, just sure. For your research, I get it, yeah. He's like, I got it down to the top 3 smartest animals. It's dolphins, elephants, and wolves. And he goes, which do you think is the smartest? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't know about those. I just know that humans, we're the smartest animal of all. We're the most sophisticated. And he said, what makes you say that? Highways? Open heart surgery? Shit that dolphins don't do? Are we really gonna argue this one out? Plus we have thumbs. He's also one of these guys, like, if we go out to eat, every time we go out to eat, if I order first, if I go, yeah, let me get the teriyaki chicken, he'll be like, ah, man, that's what I was gonna get. You still can. Because we're at a restaurant. I didn't order the last one. Yeah, but then we'll both be eating the same thing. You know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. Because I'm eating it, and then you're eating it, and it's weird. No, you're weird. It's not weird at all. It's weird if I go, I'm gonna propose to Christy, and then you go, I'm gonna propose to Christy too. That's weird. Then we have to have a conversation. Like, what are we gonna eat at the wedding? Teriyaki chicken? I don't know. People ask me all the time, because I travel so much. I travel almost every week, and people will ask me, they'll be like, oh, is there something you observe, like, about everybody? Like, is there something that stands out about everywhere, you know? And I think there is. I think there's one singular observation, and that is that everybody just wants to connect. It doesn't matter where you go or what language you speak, people just want to connect. And you know when you have chemistry with somebody. You know if you're like, I want to hang out with this person, or I want to date this person, or I want to harness this person to the bottom of my big rig and drive them around for a while and bury them 18 miles west of Lake Worth, and when I drive by, I'll get a boner. We all have these thoughts, right? Everybody gets murder boners, not just me. Sometimes there's nothing there, and people try to force a connection. I think that's rude. You know, like I was checking in at the airport to come here, and the lady behind the counter goes, where are you going today? And I said, Montreal. And she goes, I have family in Vancouver. And I was like, what a coincidence. And she goes, yeah, they got a furniture store. And I was like, I like to sit on furniture. We're 2 for 2. I have shoes on. Do you have shoes on? Do you like to walk around? We should party. There's nothing there. Sometimes there's nothing there. You're not supposed to connect with everybody on the planet. That would be an absurd notion. You should embrace that. I've been doing this. You should do this too. Next time you're at a bar or you're just out walking around and somebody goes, hey man, just go, nope. No, I'm all friended up. And they'll be like, I just want to know what time it is, and be like, I only tell my friends what time it is. Thank you guys very much. You're a lot of fun. Thanks.
Thank you. So nice to see everyone. Look how happy everyone looks. Yeah? Oh, nice. I used to want to be happy. Now I'm old. I just want to die before my breasts hit the floor. That's what I'm looking at. Get tired. I'm tired. I'm not young like you beautiful millennials. Look at you. You're young. You got youth. You're happy. You're not tough. You're not tough. I could take the whole generation out with a jar of peanuts. Because you all got a peanut allergy. A bag of flour, I could be queen of the world. You know who was tough? My Nona was tough. My Nona, she was beautiful, little Italian lady. Grandma for you people who aren't Italian. Beautiful, just little, look just like a movie star, just like Danny DeVito. She was tough. She was tough. She could clean, oh my God. Middle of the night, go to the bathroom, come back, your bed would be made. And she'd be mad at you. You messy. Disgrazia, so messy. I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning, woman. I know, you hungry? Like, yeah, I could eat. And I'm married. I love my husband. My husband's very good looking. Not so smart, but very good looking. I married the hot kid from the slow class. Take your time, some of you are him. You know. It's okay, I don't need him to do much for me, right? Just, be loyal and guard the perimeter. That's really all I'm looking for out of life. It's not that he's listen, I knew what I was getting into. He knows stuff, he reads the internet, but it's always ridiculous stuff. Like he came home and said to me, he goes, we need a safe word. A safe word. You know about this stuff? Apparently people are having sex to such a frenetic, violent pace. They need an out clause, a phrase that will stop them from their head getting banged against the headboard so hard that their skull splits and their brains come flying out. I said to him, if you could do that, why would I stop you? We're all gonna die. That just might be the way to go. What happened to Tammy? Well, she came and she went. I don't know. I'm so embarrassed to even tell a sex joke. I'm not good at it. Like, you young millennials, it's all sex to you. Threesomes. Get out of here. You do what you want, but if there was another woman in bed with us, I'd be like, you got this covered? Because I got stuff to do. I'm busy. I'm a grown woman. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm busy. I got a kid. I love my son. He's smart, by the way. I didn't know which way that was gonna go, trust me, because he's cute. No one says their kid is stupid, though, right? No one ever goes, oh, I gotta invest in Velcro shoes for the rest of my life. They never say it out loud. They think it a lot, but it's hard to get a kid into school. It's really hard. Literally, I had to fill out an application. I had to write an essay. An essay. My husband goes, I'll write it. No. Not only will he not get in, we'll lose custody. Like, it's not happening. He's smart. You can judge, I don't care. You don't have to be Catholic, you don't have to even have religion. Know this, philosophically, look what this child, when he was 6 years old, he came into our home and he said to me, Mommy, if God is Jesus's father, who is God's father? That's deep. That's a way better retirement plan than I thought that I was gonna have, okay? Because that's why you're supposed to have 2 kids in case one's an idiot, you have somewhere else to live, okay? Who is God's father? So wonderful, magical. And just as I'm gonna tell that little prodigy child how amazing he is, I hear my husband in the other room, Marlon Brando. I got a safe word for you. Get the hell off of me. How about that? I shouldn't even say that because we can never have sex. You know that, right? When you have a child in your home, you can't have sex anymore. Listen to me, millennials. That's what happens. You no longer, you cannot, they will just show up. The moment you try to have sex, they're just like little robotic homing pigeons. Must return to the place I was created. Like it's the closest thing to modern day sorcery I've ever seen in my entire life. 2 cats jump up on the bed. The dog is watching us. We didn't even have a dog, so that's really weird. It's so weird. I don't know, listen, everything I learned is about, you gotta be tough, don't be afraid. I learned that when I was 4 years old, we went to see Jaws as a family. That explains a lot, okay? Just so you know, no one in my family has ever been to therapy unless it was court ordered, okay? So, Jaws, remember Jaws? What happens that first scene of Jaws, you remember? The girl jumps in the water, she's naked, she gets eaten by the shark, then this. Remember just that hand? That severed hand on the beach? The most powerful scene in the history of cinema, that hand. Makes you feel some kind of way right now, remember? I'd never seen anything like that. I was 4. I couldn't breathe. I was in feet pajamas, for God's sake. And my mother, this is when I learned who I was, because my mother reached down through that fear, and she grabbed me, and she held me, and she said, "That's what happens when you swim naked with boys." I'm Tammy Pescatelli. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me. Love it here. I'll tell you about myself. I hate using public restrooms, because women don't know this. Guys' restrooms are filthy. Every guy's urinal is surrounded by a lake of urine. And we don't talk about it. We're just like, oh, it's just a miscellaneous liquid. You know what the fuck it is. It's yellow. Every guy's shoe is coated in the piss of 1,000 strangers. And then we walk around your houses. Yes, your houses. Horrible. If your shoelaces are untied, burn your legs off. So I don't like using them. But I was at a bookstore, and I really had to go. So I go in. It's empty. Great news. It's empty. So there's 4 urinals. So now I have to do the quick math of which one has the least urine under it. But this one, it's a nightmare. There's a huge ocean under each one. They're irrigating each other. There's a mouse on a surfboard. One of those is a lie. So I picked the one closest to the wall, furthest away from all the other badness. And I'm about to start. Right before I start, this guy comes in. There's 4 urinals, and he comes and he stands right next to me. And then I hear him say to himself, but just loud enough that I heard, I hear him say, "Eyes forward, Gary." There's nobody else with him. So he gets the urge to stare so bad that he has to talk himself into the sport of not staring. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let this guy finish, then I'll start. 30 seconds later, I hear him go, "Eyes forward, Gary." So he's losing the battle. So I work up my courage, and I look out of the corner of my eye just to see what's going on. And it's a normal guy, and on his shoulders is a little 2-year-old boy staring at my dick. It's fucking Gary. He looks up, me and this child make direct eye contact, and then he's back down to my dick. Pretty sure I made a serial killer that day. Also, who names their kid Gary? He didn't have a mustache or anything. You know how some people are too stupid to have opinions, you know what I mean? They haven't earned the right to have opinions. I was talking to this guy. Background, I was raised Muslim. Hold for applause. All right, got it. I was raised Muslim, and I was talking to this guy, and he was never Muslim, never, not even during college. I was drunk, I just touched the Quran, I swear. Doesn't count. When we were talking about the gender inequality in Saudi Arabia, and he looks at me, I swear, he looks at me, and he's like, "It's not really their fault, Kumail. The Quran says women can't drive." Pretty fucking sure the Quran never said that. Because if the Quran had said women can't drive cars 1,400 years ago, I would be at the mosque right now. So would all of you. If 1,400 years ago the Quran was like, someday there will be a metallic box that will carry you wherever you want. This we predict. It will have 4 wheels, and you'll have to put gas, and it tells you how fast you're going, and you'll have a thing to control it, and women shouldn't drive it. I would be like, I know 2 things for fucking sure. Islam is the one true religion, and women shouldn't drive. I'm glad you guys laughed at that. Otherwise, it sounds like I'm just giving a horrible speech. Islam is the one true religion. Women shouldn't drive. Do you guys know what the Library of Congress is? Library of Congress is, in America, they've been archiving, like, on hard drives every, like, piece of literature ever written. Every piece of literature ever written. They also revealed a few months ago that they've been archiving every tweet that's ever been tweeted right next to the same hard drives that carry the best literature ever written. So I want to play this game. I'm going to read you a quote, and you have to tell me if it's something from a great piece of literature or if it's something I found on Twitter, okay? Literature or Twitter? Here's the first one. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. What do you think? Twitter, who are you following? William Shakespeare? Because that's who said that. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Beautiful, isn't it? So true. Next one. Surrounded by MILFs at Taco Bell. Thank you, Montreal.
I am indeed Jimmy Carr. You're in very safe hands. I've been doing comedy now for, money and sex. It's going awfully well. I should explain, I look like this because my dad is Irish and my mum is Roger Federer. Speaking of looks, we were watching proper BBC News and Liz Hurley came on the news. Not like that, obviously. Please. She was on the news and she was promoting some new TV show that she's involved with, and they did this thing, I think they'd only get away with doing this on the news. They put her age after her name as they were interviewing her. They said, Liz Hurley, 50. And my girlfriend turned to me and said, I hope I look that good when I'm 50. I said, you don't look that good now. You don't know what she looks like, come on. I like horror films. Anyone else like horror films? I like horror films. I like watching horror films hiding behind the sofa because that way, my neighbors don't know I'm there. I like those black and white films where no one says anything. Interracial porn. How do they get all those drugs into our jails? I guess they're smuggled in by some arsehole. Last time we had a white Christmas, I made snow angels. I skidded on some ice and took out 3 pedestrians. I got talking to a North African girl in her native language for hours. We just clicked. Anthropology jokes, everyone. Come on. Now, what a lot of comics do, and I don't know whether anyone's done it this evening, but a lot of comics lie to the audience. They'll tell an audience, I've recently broken up with a girl, she's left me for another guy, and I'm heartbroken. And the reason they do that is to elicit sympathy from attractive female audience members, so then after the show, they can try and get talking to them, they've got that sympathy in, and they can try and pick them up and ultimately try and have sex with them. Rest assured, I would never do that because I think it would be disrespectful to the memory of my wife. My girlfriend and I recently had a proper conversation about pornography. Some of you may share her sentiment. She said to me, I don't get porn. I've never really got porn. Why would I want to watch 2 people have sex? I said, 2? People? You've lost me. The first time I had sex, I wanted it to be special. Well, not special, but consensual. I actually didn't lose my virginity until I was in my 20s, and really the reason was being fussy. Most women are really fussy. And what made it worse was my best friend lost his virginity in the 10th grade, which would have been pretty cool, but he was homeschooled. It's not as bad as you think. Hot mom. Fun. When a man changes his Facebook status from single to in a relationship, I think it should say, under new management. I don't like spending too much time with my girlfriend's family because her husband is getting suspicious. I find most young women make a lot of noise in the bedroom. I guess they're not expecting to see anyone at their window. Here's a question for everyone in the room. You can all answer this. Who here has had bad sex? Who's not saying because they're with the person they had the bad sex with? The look you just gave him. There's something you can get, gentlemen, if you have, or you perceive that you have, a small penis. It's called an Audi convertible. My jokes occasionally get me into, like, trouble. I got stopped speeding recently. I got pulled over by a police officer, stopped speeding, and the police officer came to the window of the car, and as they do, he said, do you know how fast you were going? I said, I'm sorry, officer, clearly too fast, my apologies. He said, 88 miles an hour. I said, I was trying to get back to 1955. 3 points on my license that cost me. Would you have let me off? Good on you, Montreal. Yeah, a lot of people think 88's too fast to be doing in a 30 zone during the day. But in my defense, I was hammered. I'm currently raising money for charity. Well, I'm currently raising money for a sex change operation for my brother. I don't want to go into too much in the way of detail. Suffice it to say, it is the ultimate practical joke. He's going to wake up the morning after his bachelor party with a terrible hangover and amazing tits. It's going to be huge. You've been an absolute joy. Thank you very much indeed, Montreal. Good night.
It's great to be here. I'd like to play a song for you. This song is called A World on Fire. This next song is a little bit longer. It's about how sad I am, and I'm really sad, and it's called Sad. It's about all the sad things I see in the world, guys. I met a homeless man named Rich. Isn't that terrible? I saw a flyer for a lost dog, and the dog didn't have any legs. I saw a diabetic kid, yeah, trick-or-treating. I saw a giraffe that had a small neck. That was sad. Or a deer. I saw an old man get hit by a train. He didn't see it in the pouring rain. He didn't hear me shout, look out for the train. Because I didn't say anything. I just thought to myself, ooh, this is gonna be sad. And it was. I'm a genius. I saw a man with only one eye in a 3D movie. I saw a little boy drop his ice cream cone directly on his mother's corpse. I saw a kitten stuck in a tree. Then the kitten jumped off and he hung itself. I saw a boy who had red hair. I went to a store looking for something to buy, but they only sold paintings of the same sad guy. No, wait, this store sells mirrors. See what I did there? Let's rock! No. The world's so sad, Montreal. Pain, starvation, AIDS, you know. But I gotta remember there's good things about it too. Like the fact that none of that's happening to me. Yes. Still though, it's hard not to be sad about it. How do y'all do it? I've been telling you guys depressingly sad things this whole song. You haven't been sad at all. You've been happy. No, you've been laughing. That's it, laughter. It's the key to everything. It's the way to solve all the sadness in the world. I mean, not for the people that are actually sad, but the people like us that gotta fucking deal with them all the time. Being a comedian isn't being an insensitive prick capitalizing on the most animalistic impulses of the public. It's being a hero. The world's not sad. The world's funny. Yay, I'm a sociopath. Thank you very much. Had a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have been so lovely. It's great to be here. I have one last song for you. I moved to Hollywood recently from Boston. That's where I grew up. And I had sort of heard about these wild sort of party nights that would happen in Hollywood. I didn't think they were true until I moved there and I started having them myself. But anyway, this is a song about a night that happened a few weeks ago. It's called What Did I Do Last Night? Yeah, that's it. Crank that. Hey! What did I do last night? Cried myself to sleep. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, I actually am gay. Well, clap if you can hear my gay voice. Right? Look at all these progressives. No, no, you wanna know where I run into issues with it? Is because, first of all, when you become a comedian, everybody around you, like your agent, your manager, they convince you that now you have to become an actor. Like, you've got to audition, get in there, get in sitcoms, go be a TV star. So, like, I went out, I did this, like, audition, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be an actor. And they always, like, bullet point, like, what your character description's gonna be. So, you know, with my gay voice, this is very difficult. Like, this one woman was like, all right, here's your character. His name is Zach, he's 19, and he's a football player. Well, Zach's gonna have a secret to share with everyone. It's just so stupid. And also, like, I know what I look like. I'm Italian, and I'm also Mexican. So, like, from here up, I just look like a deli worker. Oh, I have what I call deli face. Like, without gay voice, I'd probably sound like my friend or whatever. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That could be like its own musical, like Deli Man, like, come get your meat. It's in my Grindr profile. Oh, I'm so sick of Grindr. I'm on it, and I know who's on it. Grindr is the Pokemon Go of the past. Grindr, yes. Okay, first of all, let me just say this, because everybody else was straight. They're like, well, we have our own Grindr. We have Tinder. Calm down. Tinder is tap it compared to Grindr. Like, Tinder, it shows you how far someone is by, like, the mile. Grindr shows you how far someone is by the foot. Which is why I think they should call it fruit by the foot. But that's just, it would be so much better. Can you imagine? Oh, I think about, like, growing up, and the first gay person that I saw on television was C-3PO. Am I wrong? Yes! The Richard Simmons of space. C-3PO. And let me just say this. He got gayer in each Star Wars movie. Like, the first movie, he was just sort of like, oh my. But then, like, by Return of the Jedi, literally at one point, he goes, dear Lord. I'm like... Robot's arms don't go up like that. And his whole thing, too, is like, I'm fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, and you chose gay, Brett. Oh, it's so, and every Disney character is gay, no question. Every single Disney character, Jafar. Prince Boo-Boo, okay. Yeah, you really want to fuck Jasmine, got it. I mean, if you wear a jewel and your best friend's a parrot, you're gay. So annoying. I was such a gay kid, you know what I mean? I was such a gay, I mean, there was no hiding it. I mean, like, so I'm very Italian. I grew up on the same block as my first 22 cousins. I used to come home every single day after preschool, and I would run to my cousin's basement. My cousin Megan had these ruby red slippers, and I loved them. I would put them on, I'd walk around in it, da-da-da. And the kids never shamed me. I mean, they just were, they're picking their nose, they're shitting their pants, they don't give a shit, right? It is always the adult who shames you. It's always the adult who pulls you aside and tells you you're different. This is wrong. You shouldn't do this. Gender roles. I mean, it's like, I still hold on to the shame. I remember the first time I was shamed. I will never, ever forget it. My uncle Mike pulled me aside and he said, Matteo, why aren't you outside playing football like all the other boys? And I looked at him and I said, well, it is very hard to catch a football while you're running in these heels. Like, you know, like, all right, you guys have been so great. I'm Matteo. Thank you very much.
It really is great to be here. I am grateful. I flew in yesterday. I had to go through TSA, and I did the one thing where you go in the thing and they say, empty out your pockets, and then it goes like that. And they were like, empty out your pockets. And I wanted to tell them, I was like, I do have a tampon in. And I didn't want them to think that they like got one on me, like, I see it. I wanted to be like, I know, you know? So I was like, is that gonna be a problem? And they were like, step aside, ma'am. So I got pulled aside for the whole thing. I've never had the whole rub down. And the girl was like, okay, we're gonna do this. We can go like back in my room. Like she was like sexy about it. She was like, you wanna go back in a private room? I'm like, it's okay, let's do it here. I like voyeurism, you know? So I was like, let's do it. And she's like, hold on, I have to do my spiel. She's like, okay, so before I do this, I'm gonna go over all your parts, but when I get to your sensitive parts, I'm gonna use the back of my hand. Which is weird because she's acknowledging that if she used her palm and like got in there, she might like feel something and get distracted. Like her emotions might get in the way of finding a bomb. So she was like, I'm gonna go over you with the back of my hand. Turns out, way sexier to do that. Because she's just like, oh yeah. Oh, sweet. And she's like, uh-huh. It's just way more sex. She went down my face, I licked it. I didn't need to do that, but it felt right. I'm not on any birth control right now. I had to get rid of the IUD because it was giving me headaches, migraines, in fact. I had to do the IUD because I was on the pill before, which I wasn't good at taking the pill. I tended to take the pill like people take fish oil, like when I felt like it, you know? Like, you can't do it that way. You have to take it every day. I would like slam 3 at a time. Like, it was just not good. But I'm good now. Like, I had a thing. My boyfriend, because I'm usually on the IUD, he like, you know, does it in. And you guys get it. And I got the IUD out, but I forgot to tell him, so he finished, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I gotta go get the morning after pill. And so I was like, I'll do it tomorrow because they say the morning after. Like, it was already the morning, and I was like, I can't go now. Like, follow the rules, right? So, postponed it. Just want to be right about it. And I went to go get it, and then I like literally waited the whole. It's not just the morning after pill. You can take it up to 72 hours after you've had unprotected sex. You know, for the lazy slut. Like, who is this bitch taking her sweet time? It was me. I waited 72 hours. I like ran into CVS. I was like, please. And I took it. And then again, the next day, I forgot to tell my boyfriend that I wasn't on birth control. And I was like, I gotta go spend another $50. Like, this sucks. But then I was like, wait a second. I bet it's 72 hours on the back end, too. So I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope that medicine works the way I think it does. Sometimes you gotta be your own doctor. I have a show on Comedy Central about sex, and it's like allowed me to be just disgusting with my family now because they're like, she's doing research. That's why she's asking us this. I was out at lunch with my sister the other day, and I was like, hey, where does like your husband finish? Like, does he finish? Has he ever finished on your face? Because we were at lunch, and she got the dressing on the side, so I was like, maybe that is the same in bed or whatever. So I just wanted to know. Fair question. She was just like, Nikki, no, ew. And I was like, okay, cool, sorry, I guess we're different or whatever, but, and I go, but where does he finish? Like, I'm just curious now. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, you have to know. What are you talking about? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, like, where on you? And she's like, nowhere on me. And I'm like, all right, Kate Middleton, Jesus Christ, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I'm definitely like a Pippa. Like, I'm just getting it all over. Like, I don't give a like. I feel like even Kate Middleton gets a little, like, she'll take out like she'll be like, give me a pearl bracelet, darling. Like, I feel like she would even do that. Like, she's not above that. She's cool. My sister is just like, no, nowhere. I'm like, all right, fine. And so then I was like, but you have to tell me where then. She was like, I go, really just think about it. And she's like, okay. She's like, I guess in his hand. And I was like, please explain this to me because that doesn't make sense. She was like, yeah, he just like into his palm. And I was like, hold on. You watch your husband ejaculate into his palm. And she was like, yeah. And I go, then what? And she's like, he just walks it into the bathroom. And I'm like, you watch your husband just walk this little sample to the toilet and drop it in like a dead goldfish and just flush it. I'm like, I don't respect him any. Like, I would respect him more if you were like, yeah, he splatters my face. Like, I would like have more respect for him. And I'm like, I'm never shaking his hand again. I know that. Like, that is insane to me. I'm not supposed to do that joke, my sister told me, because she's like a school teacher or some shit. But she's like, please don't. I told that story on TV, on my show, just like a weird version of it. But I said my family member instead of my sister to like, you know, make it seem like I wasn't talking about her. But then I was on speakerphone with her and my brother-in-law, and he goes, hey, thanks for telling my story. And he didn't know she had told me about that like a year ago. So I was like, it wasn't you. It was actually someone on our staff, and I had to say family member to cover it up. And he's like, someone else comes in their palm? And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. You recognized yourself in that.
All right, everyone. Thanks. Calm down. Yeah. Oh. Well, it's good to be here. I do voices and stuff. This one's mine, though. This one's not a joke. I hear it, too. I was taking a shower the other day, and I was talking to myself, and I realized, darn it, I'll never be able to play that sexy chick in scary movies in the shower scene when the killer's about to kill her, because she always has a really hot voice. You know, like the killer walks in just,
Hello, who is it? Who's there?
done. That's a knife. But I think if a killer heard my voice in the shower, I really think he'd just be weirded out. You know, he just walks in, just, hello, who's there? How's your day going, huh? Oh, man. Yeah. He'd be like, never mind, this is weird, I'm going home. Come back, I got bubbles. Oh, jeez. I used to work at Forever 21, a girls' retail store. I would take good care of my zone of clothes. I folded everything. Nothing was on the floor. Then I got girls that would run in there like,
This is a dumb shirt, throw it. Good catch, Tiffany. Swim in the clothes, yeah.
stop it, they're not bubbles, stop. But when I was in an angry mood, I can always count on my Japanese girls to walk in the door and brighten my day in an instant. If you ever see a pack of Japanese girls and their friends, man, they're like a little cartoon. They just get so excited about stuff. They'd run in there,
Oh, look at this scrunchie, it's so cute. Oh, let's both buy one together, you're my best friend. Hai no songayo kita. Hai ga no cha na kita na. Hai ga no cha na yoko na yo close.
wow, life is beautiful. Thanks, Japanese girls, thanks. I wrote that song. That's what I need, some Japanese friends, huh? That'd be nice if I'm ever feeling sad, just call one up. Hey, you there?
Hello, kitty.
Yeah, thanks, great. I also really want black lady friends in my life. Man, that'd be the best. They make everything sound so exciting. One time I was in an elevator with a couple black ladies, and all this one lady said was, yeah, let's go do that. I was like, oh, yeah, let me follow. That sounds fun, yeah. But I bet if that happened in real life, you'd be like, you're tripping, Melissa. I'm like, no, I'm standing. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. My favorite impression to do has always been Owen Wilson's. Owen Wilson's my favorite. I think he'd be like, oh, you know what? He always says the word heart in all his films. You know, follow your heart, listen to your heart, yeah. It knows the way, listen to your heart, yeah. Wow, 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 yeah, wow. I think he'd be the best yoga teacher because his voice is so soothing. You know, just now mountain pose, yeah. And now proud warrior, gosh, man. This pose reminds me of Shanghai Noon, the movie I did with Jackie Chan. He was the best, yeah. Anyway, good class. Oh, thanks. You guys are too nice. Ah, thanks. You know, the only person that I don't like, I'm sorry to say this, I'm not a Christina Aguilera fan. I'm done. Stop it, Christina. Stop adding the letter in the lyrics when it's not written in there. Where are you reading it, you big dumb? Stop it. I blame her kindergarten teacher, because he taught her the alphabet, you know? If she never learned the alphabet, she would never learn the letter O. But I imagine her as a kid practicing the alphabet around the house, just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Whoa. That's my favorite letter! Shut up, get to your room. Get out of here. You're grounded. No more Cheerios for you. Get in there. Thanks, guys. I'm Melissa Villasenor. Thanks for having me. Thanks.